Jamie, what the hell do you think you're doing? Where have you gone off to? I told you hours ago that I have a date at the opera tonight. You were supposed to drive me there. You know I can't stand driving in that part of town. I need to leave in the next 10 minutes, or I'll miss the whole thing. How are you going to fix this mess, Jamie? I hope you have a good explanation for my friends. I'm humiliated.
I'm really sorry, Amelia. I've told you this before, but I just really don't feel safe driving right now. I'm due in a few weeks, and I'm afraid that the baby could come any day now, so I would really rather not drive if I can avoid it.
Just because you don't feel safe driving around doesn't mean that you can't drive at all. I was counting on you today, and you've let me down once again. You need to get back home right this minute. I don't care what you're doing or what other excuses you have. Get back here now.
I can't do that, Amelia.
Excuse me? Are you really defying me like this?
I am sorry if it makes you angry, but the most important thing to me right now is my child's well-being. Besides, I don't even have the car. Alex took me to work today.
How dare you? You're practically my child. Are you going to put your own irrational fears before helping me out? You even want to blame my son for your incompetence? I can't believe you. You don't care about anyone or anything but yourself. My plans for the entire evening are ruined now, thanks to you.
I wasn't blaming Alex for anything. He needed the car for work. That's all. I didn't do anything to deliberately cause trouble.
The opera tickets were a nightmare to get. Do you plan on reimbursing me now that I can't go?
You should still have time to make it if you take a taxi or an Uber. You might be a little late, but wouldn't that be better than missing the whole show?
I'm not taking a taxi. I'm sick of your excuses. Get here now, Jamie.
I told you already, I don't want to drive. Besides, I'm not even at home right now.
What? Where are you then? I thought you were too scared to drive.
I'm at my doctor's office for a checkup.
Just reschedule that. It's not that urgent. When will they tell you that you're still pregnant? We already know that, so you need to come and help me. If you leave now and head towards my house right away, I might be able to make it just in time. Hurry up.
I took the bus to the appointment. I guess you didn't trust me when I told you that Alex has the car. But he really does. I don't have it. Our other car is in the shop right now, and the best solution was for him to take it to work. My doctor's office is not very far from our apartment, so it's easier for me to just take the bus when I have to go.
Oh, well, surely you two could have figured something else out today when I told you that I needed you.
Not really. His work is a lot farther away, so using public transportation is kind of a hassle. And it would have been too costly to take a taxi that far. And also, like I said, I don't feel comfortable driving.
Why didn't you tell me all this morning? I would have made other arrangements.
I did tell you all this when you called this morning. And I know I brought it up several times before you called me selfish. But I think you need to look at how you treat people sometimes. You make unreasonable demands, and then throw tantrums when things don't go your way.
How dare you? You know what? I don't think I want to ride with you after all. I'd rather ride in a taxi than listen to your insolence.
Hey babe, how are you feeling?
Hi, Alex. I wasn't expecting to hear from you. Aren't you busy at work?
It's okay, I'm on my lunch break right now. I got a bunch of text messages from my mom. She's having one of her meltdowns again. She's ranting to anyone who will listen about how she was late to the opera, and she's blaming everything on you. She said the taxi was slow and she didn't have enough cash to pay the driver or something. So I just wanted to check in on you. You must be worn out from going to the doctor today.
I am a little tired, but I'm mostly okay. I guess she didn't remember that we told her about the car being in the shop? I should have reminded her when she called this morning. I just didn't think it was a big deal.
I'm so sorry she's putting you through this. I have tried telling her so many times to leave us alone, even a little.
I tried to explain it to her again and told her that I had a doctor's appointment anyway, so there was no way I could drive her even if I was okay with driving. She kept trying to argue with me, but eventually she gave up. I guess she ran out of time and decided to take a taxi.
Yeah, that sounds like her. I'm really sorry about this. I wish we didn't live so close to her. We might need to think about moving after the baby is born. I don't even want to imagine what she will be like with a grandchild around. In the meantime, how would you feel about moving back to your parents' house until we find a better solution?
What do you mean? Like, both of us move?
I would love to stay with you and move too. But what if it was just you? I don't want to be apart from you, especially right now. But I hate that she's causing you so much stress, and I'm worried that it might harm you or the baby. I'm terrified of what she might do to try and make herself the center of our world. I didn't realize until recently how bad she had been to you. I wish I had seen it sooner.
Hey, don't blame yourself. I should have tried to talk to you about the situation earlier, too.
I appreciate that you didn't want to badmouth my mother, but please feel free to come to me with this kind of thing. I know how stubborn my mother is, so I don't know if it would have made any difference in the long run. But it is my duty as your husband to support you and to protect you, especially from things like this. If anything like this ever happens again, please let me help you in any way I can.
I will. I promise. Thank you for everything you've done so far. But I'm concerned that the hospital near my parents' house won't let me switch there so late in the pregnancy.
One of my coworkers has a sister that runs a private maternity hospital in that area. I can talk to them about seeing you if you're okay with that.
That would be amazing. In that case, let's at least ask them about it and see what they say.
Great! I will talk to them today, and we can talk more about the details at home tonight.
Okay. Come home soon.
Hey Jamie, I just got home from work. Where are you? Did you run out to the store or something? I don't see you or the car anywhere.
Alex? Help me! I'm so scared. I don't know what to do.
What happened? Are you okay? Where are you?
Your mom showed up at our house out of nowhere. She barged in without knocking. She made me go with her back to her house. I didn't want to, but she threatened the baby, and no one else was at home. She said she would hurt our baby if I didn't go with her.
She what? She threatened our baby? How could she do that?
She said that she was going to punish me for not driving her to the theater. She said I was a bad daughter-in-law. She told me to scrub the bathtub and the stairs at her house. It's hard to do with the baby. My body started hurting as soon as I tried to scrub. I think I might be having contractions.
Hang in there, Jamie. I'm on my way. I'm calling the police right now.
I'm not at her house anymore. I managed to run away when she went to the bathroom. I grabbed my phone and ran out the door. I got your text right after I got out of the house. I'm so glad you texted me.
Where are you now? Are you safe?
I just got to the convenience store down the street from her house. I'm hiding behind a shelf. What do I do? If she comes looking for me? She's crazy. She might hurt me or the baby.
Go into the bathroom. Lock yourself in there until I get there. I'll be there as fast as I can. Don't worry, I won't let her hurt you or the baby. I love you.
How could you do this to me, Jamie? I've been worried sick since you left my house the other day, without saying a word. I swear, you act like such a frightened child sometimes. It's time for you to grow up and face your responsibilities. You didn't even text me that you were home. You didn't even have the decency to let me know that you were safe. Where did you go after leaving like that? What were you thinking?
Good morning to you too, Amelia. You sound very cheerful today.
Don't you dare mock me, Jamie. I asked why you ran off like a coward. Answer me now.
I went back to my parents' house. That's where I am right now.
What? Why? Why wouldn't you go to your home? Here? With your husband? Did you and Alex get into an argument? Did he finally see you for who you really are?
No, nothing like that. Alex and I are fine. I just thought it would be better to stay at my parents' house for a while. For me and the baby.
But why would you do that? Why would you leave your home and your husband?
I decided that I would like to have my baby in the area where I grew up. I feel more comfortable here. I feel more connected to my roots.
Well, I wish you would have told me beforehand. I will let you know that I have some serious objections to that. You are a terrible wife for my son. You are abandoning him when he needs you the most. Did you ever stop to think about how difficult being so far away would make things for him? That baby is not just yours. It's his too. He has every right to be involved. And besides that, I told you that I needed your help around here. You barely did anything that I asked you to do before you took off. You left me with all the chores and all the errands too.
You don't have to worry about Alex. We agree that it would be best for me to have the baby here. He supports me in this decision. He understands me.
Alex agreed to that? That doesn't seem right. You're a bad wife and a worse liar, Jamie. You must have tricked him into it somehow. Or you manipulated him or guilt-tripped him. Did you lie to him?
Think whatever you like. It doesn't matter to me, even if you don't like it. If Alex agrees with having the baby here is okay, then you can't have any real problems with it. You can't interfere with our choices.
You must have tricked him into it then.
I have been in a lot of pain since you dragged me to your house the other day. Alex picked me up after I left your house and rushed me to the hospital. The doctors say nothing is wrong, but my stomach has been bothering me ever since. So we decided that it would be a good time for me to rest at my parents' house until after the baby is born. We went home and picked up a few things, and then Alex drove me to my parents' house. He kissed me goodbye and told me he loved me.
You did all of this because I asked you to help me with a few things? You really are a spoiled brat. You can't handle a little work and a little pressure? Ugh, you run away from everything.
We are only doing what we feel is necessary to protect us and our child from your selfishness. I'm sorry our decisions upset you, but that's how it is. We have to do what's best for our family.
You are the selfish one, Jamie. All I asked for is a little help, a little cooperation. But you are too self-centered to do anything for anyone. Just because you are pregnant doesn't mean you get to be pampered and spoiled. You still have to contribute something. You should aspire to be a good wife and a good daughter-in-law.
I don't understand how you can say that when you have gone through pregnancy and childbirth yourself. Maybe you were fortunate enough to have an easy pregnancy, but this has been really difficult for me. I've been suffering from morning sickness, back pain, swollen feet, and mood swings.
How dare you talk back to me? Where did you get the audacity to compare yourself to me? You have no idea what I went through. And maybe you have no idea what it means to sacrifice for your family.
Anyway, none of this matters. I have already transferred to a hospital in this area and canceled the rest of my appointments with the doctor I had back home. So moving back now would just make more trouble than what it's worth. I'm staying here until the baby is born. And maybe even longer.
You still have not explained to me why you would leave and move back in with your family like this. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you do that to Alex? And why would you do that to me?
I'm sorry, but I'm really tired, so I'm going to go lay down for a while. Maybe we can talk more later. Goodbye, Amelia.
Jamie, I need to talk to you, and I want you to listen carefully. After the baby is born, I want you to divorce my son.
I'm sorry. What? Where is this coming from?
My son has been berating me non-stop. Apparently, he has a problem with my relationship with you. It seems your attempts at brainwashing him into hating me have worked. And now you have poisoned my relationship with my son. I can't stand this a moment longer, and I want this done as soon as possible. I've thought about this a lot over the past few days, and I've decided that it is best for everyone. I already know several young, lovely women who would only be happy to meet him once you are out of the way, and I'm sure any of them would be a better wife than you are. I'm prepared to wait until after the baby is born, but after that, I expect the two of you to file for divorce.
I wish I knew why you think you have the right to demand things like this. But, as it happens, I think in this case, you might be right. It might be better to be divorced than to be related to you in any way.
Thank goodness. I was so worried that you were going to fight me on this, like you do with everything else. It is such a relief that you will finally listen to a reason. At last, you are finally willing to obey me. Quite ironic, isn't it? If you had acted like this sooner, we may have never have gotten into these tragic circumstances. Well, you talked to Alex, so I will find the proper paperwork when he comes home from work later this evening. I will take it over to him. Also, there's one more thing. I want to be the one to raise my grandchild. Contact me as soon as the baby is born. I will come and get him and bring him home with me. And then we can begin the process for transferring custody to me without too many difficulties. Naturally, you will have no contact with him, and he will never know that you're his mother. It would be a great help if you could agree to this ahead of time in writing, to avoid complications during the legal process.
Amelia, how could you ever think it's okay to demand such a thing?
What?
After feeling my child, the child of my husband, whom I love dearly, grow inside me, after I've gone through the pain of birth with him to finally get to hold him in my arms? There's no way in hell that I would ever hand that child over to a poisonous wretch like you.
Jamie?
I apologize. That was a terrifying slip of the tongue. How rude of me.
That was no slip of the tongue.
I'm glad we weren't talking in person for that. That would have been embarrassing.
That was an awful comment to say to me. I thought we had an understanding about the divorce.
I don't feel like talking to you anymore. I'm going to let Alex handle things with you from here on out, okay?
Excuse me?
Mom, we need to talk.
Hello, dear. What did you want to talk to me about? Have you spoken to Jamie today?
I have. I'm going to cut right to the chase. This is a critical time for Jamie. I don't want you talking to her anymore. Anything you have to say can come through me.
I don't understand. She said that she was going to talk to you about filing for divorce. Why do you care if I talk to her?
We did talk about that. As it happens, we're going to the courthouse tomorrow.
That is so wonderful to hear. I'm so glad you won't have to put up with her anymore. She was never really worthy of you anyways. I imagine you will want to come and live with me again, now that she's out of the picture. I can imagine how lonely it will feel in that apartment by yourself. But make sure you get a good attorney for your divorce. I have no doubt that horrible woman will try to take you for everything you are worth. She's gonna rob you of every cent she can get away with, and then run away with my grandchild if we let her.
You don't know what you're talking about. None of that is going to happen.
I wouldn't be so sure. That woman is vile. You're too naive, Alex.
No, I'm not naive. Not anymore anyway. Jamie and I aren't filing for divorce.
What? Why? That doesn't make any sense at all. She said it herself. She wants to get a divorce. You said you're going to the courthouse.
Jamie is my wife. I will stand by her until the day I die, even if it means standing up to you and cutting you out of my life.
What? What do you mean?
We're going to file for a restraining order against you.
Alex, why would you say something like that? That's horrible. I know I raised you to be better than that.
Also, I applied to work in another one of my company's branches in another city. I know the manager of that branch pretty well, so chances are good that I will get the position. Once that's a sure thing, I'll find a place for me and my family to live far away from you. Before you ask, no, I will not give you the address.
What are you talking about, Alex? What is really going on here?
It turns out when you have a mountain of evidence of mental and physical harassment, it's really easy to get a restraining order. Naturally, I don't want to live anywhere near someone who has put my wife and child at risk to the point that the law has to get involved. So we're moving.
This is getting way out of proportion. How can you turn your back on your own mother?
Because I don't want to be connected to you in any way. Not after what you've done. I don't understand how you didn't see this coming.
Alex, wait. Help me understand this. Why would anyone want to cut ties with their own mother like this?
I've never talked to you about this before, but when you and Dad divorced in high school, I was really mad for a long time. I ended up running with a bad crowd and came close to doing some bad things a few times. And you let me get away with it because you had some version of me that could do no wrong stuck in your head. You wanted me to be an amazing child, so you refused to see the destructive path I was on. Jamie was the one that pulled me out of the fire and gave me my life back. She woke me up out of the stupor I had been in for years with a single roar.
Really? That woman had the nerve to yell at you? How can you not see how evil she is?
Out of everything I just told you, how is that all you heard?
I always turn into Mama Bear when someone yells at my baby.
You're not hearing a single word that I'm saying, are you? You only hear what you want to hear. I hope that my mother will cherish the things that I cherish. Love the people I love. And watch over me as I become a father. I guess that was unrealistic of me. I give up. I am done trying to understand you.
What do you mean? All I've ever done is give my best love to you.
You are my mother, and I want to be thankful for everything you've done. But I just can't ignore this anymore. My first responsibility is to my wife and my child. I cannot allow them to be harmed by someone who would throw either of them away so easily, even if that person is my mother.
Alex, I was only trying to look out for you. She's a terrible wife, and you deserve so much better. Please come back home. You and my grandchild can live here with me, and we can raise them properly, without her interfering.
You will never meet my son.
No, you can't do that.
Get used to it. It doesn't matter if you understand any of it or not.
She's manipulating you into doing this, isn't she? You don't really want to keep my grandchild away from me.
You are unbelievable. Goodbye, Mother.
No, wait! Alex!
The day after I left her house, Amelia came to my parents' house looking for me, but she was too late. I had already gone into labor and had been taken to the hospital by an ambulance because the baby decided to come early. I was so scared that Alex wouldn't make it to the hospital while I was in delivery. But he got there just in time to witness the birth of our son. He held my hand and kissed my forehead as we welcomed our baby boy into the world. My parents weren't at home either. So I have no idea what she intended to do when she showed up like that. Maybe she wanted to apologize? Or maybe she wanted to cause more trouble. We only found out about her visit because she got the wrong house and smashed into one of the neighbors' cars. She mistook their driveway for ours and hit their car with full force. They sued her for $20,000 and won. They had evidence from their security camera and witnesses from the street. Her brother came to get her the next day and took her to live with his family out in the countryside. He paid the $20,000 for her, and now she has to work for him until she pays him back. He runs a farm, and he makes her do all the hard labor. Word got around about what happened and how she ended up living there. No one wants anything to do with her, and some people even harass her for what she's done. They call her names and throw things at her. She has become an outcast and a pariah.